Welcome to Hardwired McLean. Here we have the WYZE Lock Bolt V2. Now this is going to be replacing my YHV biometric lock for several reasons. One being the primary issue I was having with that lock is the low battery life on the battery. This here says that the battery life lasts 8 months versus my current biometric lock only lasts 6 weeks. And I'm tired of going through 40 batteries a year. So we're going to go ahead and open this up and see what's all in here. Now this is the second version. The first version required a hub, so this one is completely wireless. So it'll connect directly to your network, or in my case, my TPlinkwholewifisystem mesh system. Now I tried to install the Yaleaccess prior to this and it ran on dark matter. Therefore it should have been compatible with my Google Home, but for some reason I couldn't get the lock to even connect to the Yale app itself, let alone communicate with the Google Home. So I went ahead and returned that lock. Now that lock was also $204 after tax versus this lock, which was under $100. We're sitting right at about 90. It was actually $85 with tax, so pretty good. The YHV I got on sale, that biometric lock was $109 on, which I got on not Black Friday, it was Amazon Day last year. It was originally over $400, almost $500, but with the 77% off, it ended up being $109. So this lock is cheaper yet than all three of those locks. So I see it comes with batteries. So we have 8 Duracell batteries, which is really good. I like Duracell over Energizer. You guys, being in this field for a while, Energizers are notorious for leaking battery acid with time, and it doesn't take much time either. So a quick start guide, a little measuring template in case you don't have a hole in your door already, which we do, so we're already ahead of the game. Here's the deadbolt itself. Oh, there's a little plastic insert and plate for the frame. Little plastic insert, I've never seen that before. Some fasteners. Some more through bolts here. Our keys, of course. So here's the front with the keys on it. Keypad. And then the lock itself and the mounting plate. Okay. This little rubber here, that's nice. Rubber seal. Here's a sky view of all the components. So we got the door lock itself, the batteries, the keys, our fasteners and bolts. That's actually a door sensor there. There's our key face with our keypad on it, our mounting plate, and then the actual lock and brains itself, our quick start guide, and a little template. If we refer to the box again, some of the key features is this BHMA grade 2, which means it just can handle heavy impact. It's hard to break into. Up to 8 months battery life, which we're really interested in. Half a second finger recognition, so it's fast. Auto lock with time delay. That's a nice feature to have. Mechanical lock with key, so it does come with a key. Controlled by Wi-Fi. Auto PEEP passcode. That's pretty nice. USB emergency power port. That's really nice. So if it dies on us, we have a way of charging it really quickly. Waterproof, customizable siren and alarm. WYZE doorbell integration, so that's cool. Voice assistant capabilities. Pretty cool stuff here. This seems to be a pretty comprehensive start guide. If we look down here at the equipment required, only seems to need a basic amount of tools here. Drill, level. We don't really need a hole saw because our hole's already cut. Pencil, chisel, and measuring tape. Honestly, I think the only thing I'll be really using here is an impact and a Phillips screwdriver for the smaller screws. So first, let's get to disassembling our current lock. You can see this lock was only held together and fortified by these two very tiny fasteners. Not exactly the most ideal for keeping out an intruder. And like that, we're ready to start the installation. Anyone that's familiar with installing these smart locks, electronic locks, they all start with the same, they're very similar in nature, the install and disassembly process. So it all starts with the shaft. We wanted to say top side, top at the top, and two fasteners to hold it in place. Shove it in like so. Seats nicely. One at the top and one at the bottom. Good deal. Next to the keypad front, pull that little rubber piece off, protective piece. Turn it sideways. It's like a blade style, like the YHV one. You're gonna shove the cord through the base of it, and then this blade will slide through the middle of the deadbolt, like so. A closer picture of that. You can see how the blade fits right in there and the wire underneath. Next will be the mounting plate. Slip that wire through that little through hole. And you'll see there's two through holes designed perfectly for those two bolts. Two bolts here. Through like so. And make sure it's lined up. We want it nice and straight, if possible. As straight as possible. Tighten this down. I like to get them started first. And before it's all the way tight, kind of look at it. Make sure it's aligned and straight. This is where that level will come in handy. So you got to level that boy out. And ironically, I actually had it pretty level. All right, that's really level. That's nice and level. This side, that's level. All right, now we know it's level. Just tighten it the rest of the way down. Check one more time, make sure it's level. It is. All right, I want to take the battery cover off of it. Then we have the two other through holes for our last two fasteners holding both halves together. So you want to go ahead and plug this, hook the wire up to it. Looks like it snaps right into place, like so. There's actually these two little knobs that protrude from the mounting plate. It looks like you just line those up with these two through holes and push that together. Like so. Good spot to make room for this wire. And of course you want to line the blade up. Line that up as well. Push it all together. Put these smaller screws, those in there. Huh. Like so. Yeah. See, it's sealed all the way around. See, it's nice and sealed all the way around here. You can feel it and feel it's nice and sealed. It's nice to have that rubber piece. Now we can just go ahead and put our batteries in there. Like my other smart locks, it requires 8 batteries. You know, there's a difference. For some of those that don't know this, there's a difference between smart locks and electrical locks. It can be an electronic lock, but not be a smart lock, right? The difference is the smart locks communicate. They run on Wi-Fi or Z-Wave technology, which allows you to lock and unlock them remotely, versus an electronic lock that does not communicate. So you can spend big money and only walk away with an electronic lock and not a communicating lock. So just be careful when you're purchasing to read what the benefits are and if it's going to meet your needs. All right, so we got it all on there, all pushed in there. Now we can just slide our cover back on. The only one thing I will say so far is this cover, like my WYZE lock, seems kind of on the cheaper side. Hair in there. On the cheaper side, but yeah, it locks really smoothly. Yeah, that's nice. It's real nice. I do like that. Okay, now that I have it assembled, I want to verify that mechanical key is working. So we got the face right here. I turn it this way, you can see the front of it. It does actually look relatively nice. Looks pretty good. I want to make sure that this key is working. Slides in there good, nice and smooth. Yeah, it works good. There's a little resistance in the middle of it, but nothing too terrible. The instructions are rather comprehensive and easy to follow. The pictures are great. It's really nice. The only one thing I'm surprised to see is there's no QR code. So you will have to go to a Play Store or Apple Store and manually search for the app, which we're going to do now. Go to your App Store or your Google Play, whichever one. Search for WYZE app. Select Get and begin the download. Verify download. Open once finished. Allow all this stuff, then we're going to get started. Continue, confirm, put in our email address and agree to these terms. Continue. Verify with the link that was sent to our email. Now we're going to go ahead and create our password. Create this real fast and then hit set password. Go ahead and put in our phone number and hit continue. You can skip this if you choose to. Verify with the verification code. Just going to use save and passwords. You do it with my Face ID. There we go. I like to use my Face ID for everything, really. Go home, allow, get them open. Now we can go ahead and get started. Let's go ahead and nickname our home. Hardwired McLean. Hit next, then we'll go ahead and put in our address. And hit next. And let's go ahead and add our door lock. This is a home device, so go ahead and hit home. And then we're going to click the WYZE Lock Bolt V2. Let's review that we have everything, and then we're going to go ahead and hit next. We already did this, so hit next. Yes, and continue. My door is the top one, so hit that and hit next. Now it's time to mount the strike plate and dust box. No, I didn't put the dust box in there. I actually just used my same old strike plate that I had on from the previous lock. This part is less critical. The critical part is that you do have a striking plate on there. Moving forward, here we're simply reviewing all the steps and verifying our work and just hitting next. At the beginning of the install, I thought this was a door sensor, but it's actually a positioning plug. I actually didn't really need it, to be honest. Now we're going to press and hold the reset button on the lock for 8 seconds until you hear a beep. Now we're going to hit OK, allow Bluetooth, OK, and then next. Now it's going to search for the lock. Let's go ahead and select your network and put our password in. Then hit connect. Here we can see it's connecting to the cloud. It's adding the lock. Now it's finishing up the setup. Let's go ahead and select what door you're putting on it. For me, it's the front door. And then hit next. And next again. Close and manually lock the door and hit that check mark and hit next. It'll take a moment to calibrate. And moving along. Here we're creating the PIN code for our door. Put in it next. Enter the access code again to verify. Hit next. And now the fun part, we're going to add our fingerprint. First, we must consent to adding it. Hit the consent button. Here, we have to add our fingerprint 8 times. You got to put your finger on and off of there, and each time it'll stack up a scan until 8 of 8 is complete. Now let's review the app. Under here we got Favorites tab, Devices, and Automation. You create automations like I'm away. Let's click on Events. Here it shows the history of locking and unlocking the door. Up at the top right corner, you can see the battery life as well. Now let's click on Settings in the top right corner. Here we have a lot more features. Let's hit Access and Sharing. Here we have Admin, which is me, and one invite I sent to my wife. Let's click on me. Here you can add and delete fingerprints. You can add as many as you want. Let's go ahead and go back. And back again. Go to one-time code. You can set a one-time code and an expiration date. Go back, notifications. This will notify you when the door is locked or unlocked. Go back. Let's scroll down here and click on auto lock. You can set this to auto lock. I find it annoying, so I don't. Especially since we go in and out a lot. So lock after hours. I love this feature. I like to have it lock every night at 10 p.m. You don't have to remember to lock it. It automatically locks. Click on volume here. Here you can adjust the volume for the lock itself and the alarm. That's correct. It has an alarm. Third-party integration. I'm assuming this is like Google Home or Apple Home. I haven't really played with that too much. We got calibration here if the lock needs to be manually recalibrated. We got failed entry lockout. If an unrecognized fingerprint or wrong access code is entered 5 times consecutively, the lock will play an alarm sound. That's pretty neat. Let's hop back over to automations. We got monitoring here. Click on that. This is where you add additional devices. Let's go over to shop. You can see they got a really nice list of devices, from doorbells to outdoor cameras, indoor cameras. Oh, a whole palm lock. That's pretty cool. Solar panel cameras. Yeah, I'll let you check this out. Overall, it's extremely user-friendly. Thanks for watching. Hit like and subscribe for more videos like this. And if you're interested in home security, feel free to reach out to me for a quote or for more information. Our services are available all over America.